Bereshith, chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bore Yaakov no children, Rachel envied her Akot, and said to Yaakov, "Give me children, or else I am going to die." And Yaakov's displeasure burned against Rachel, and he said, "Am I in the place of the power, who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb?" And she said, "See, my female servant Bilhah, go into her, and let her bear for me, and let me be built up from her as well." So she gave him Bilhah, her female servant, as Isha, and Yaakov went into her. And Bilhah conceived and bore Yaakov a ben. And Rachel said, "The power has rightly ruled my case, and has heard my voice and given me a ben." So she called his name Dan. And Rachel's female servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Yaakov a second ben. And Rachel said, "With great wrestlings I have wrestled with my Akot, and I have overcome." So she called his name Naphtali. And Leah saw that she had ceased bearing, and she took Zilpah her female servant and gave her to Yaakov as Isha. And Leah's female servant Zilpah bore Yaakov a ben, and Leah said, "With fortune." So she called his name Gad. And Leah's female servant Zilpah bore Yaakov a second ben, and Leah said, "I am blessed, for the bots shall call me blessed." So she called his name Asher. And Reuben went in the days of wheat harvest and found love apples in the field, and brought them to his Emma Leah. And Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your ben's love apples." But she said to her, "Is it a small matter that you have taken away my ish? Would you take away my ben's love apples too?" And Rachel said, "Therefore let him lie with you tonight for your ben's love apples." And when Yaakov came out of the field in the evening, Leah went out to meet him and said, "Do come in to me, for indeed I have hired you with my ben's love apples." And he lay with her that night. And the power listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Yaakov a fifth ben. And Leah said, "The power has given me my hire, because I have given my female servant to my ish." So she called his name Yissaschar. And Leah conceived again and bore Yaakov a sixth ben. And Leah said, "The power has presented me with a good present. Now my ish is going to dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. So she called his name Zebulun. And afterward she bore a bat, and called her name Dinah. And the power remembered Rachel, and the power listened to her, and opened her womb. And she conceived, and bore a ben, and said, "The power has taken away my reproach." So she called his name Joseph, and said, "Yah has added to me another ben." And it came to be, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Yaakov said to Laban, "Send me on my way, to go to my own place and to my land. Give my Ishas and my children for whom I have served you, and let me go, for you yourself know my service which I have done for you." And Laban said to him, "If I have found favor in your eyes, please stay, for I have diligently watched that Yah has blessed me for your sake." And he said, "Name me your wages, and I give it." So he said to him, "You know how I have served you and how your livestock has been with me. For the little you had before I came and increased greatly, and Yah has blessed you since my coming. But now, when am I to provide for my own house too?" And he said, "What do I give you?" And Yaakov said, "Give me not. If you do this for me, I shall again feed and guard your flocks. Let me pass through all your flock today, removing from there all the speckled and spotted sheep, and all the black ones among the lambs, and the spotted and speckled among the goats. And these shall be my wages, and my righteousness will answer for me in time to come, when you come concerning my wages. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and black among the lambs, it is stolen if it is with me." And Laban said, "See, let it be according to your word." And on that day he set aside the male goats that were speckled and spotted, and all the female goats that were speckled and spotted, every one that had some white in it, and all the black ones among the lambs, and gave them into the hand of his bens. And he put 3 days' journey between himself and Yaakov. And Yaakov fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Yaakov took for himself rods of green poplar and of the almond and chestnut trees, peeled white strips in them, and exposed the white which was in the rods. And he set the rods which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutters, in the watering troughs where the flocks came to drink. And they conceived when they came to drink. So the flocks conceived before the rods, and the flocks brought forth streaked, speckled, and spotted. And Yaakov separated the lambs, and made the flocks face toward the streaked and all the black in the flock of Laban. But he put his own flocks by themselves, and did not put them with Laban's flock. Whenever the strong ones of the flock conceived, that Yaakov placed the rods before the eyes of the flock in the gutters, so they would conceive among the rods. But when the flocks were weak, he did not put them in. So the weak ones were Laban's, and the strong ones Yaakov's. Thus the man increased very much, and had many flocks, and female and male servants, and camels and donkeys.